She said it with a smirk, the kind of smug, superior grin that didn't even resemble the woman I once knew. Well, at least Mom's new husband isn't a broke loser like you. The silverware paused mid-air. The sound of her voice, sharp, rehearsed and cold, carved through the calm in my kitchen like a jagged blade. My ex-wife sat at the far end of the dinner table, lazily swirling her wine as if she hadn't just rehearsed those same toxic words for our daughter days earlier. She looked pleased with herself, basking in the discomfort she created. I didn't reply. I kept chewing, swallowed the bite with effort, then reached for my water like a man trying to steady himself after being gutted in front of the two people he once considered his world. That's when the true silence began. Not the awkward pause that comes when the room goes quiet. That always passes. No, this one settled deep inside me. There was a time when Sarah would run straight into my arms after ballet practice. Her feet covered in band-aids, her cheeks glowing with joy, and her words full of wonder. "You're my hero, Daddy," she used to whisper. And I believed it. Even after the divorce, I remained close. I took care of everything. Tuition, her first car, even that expensive summer program in Paris she'd brag about to her friends. All of it came from my sacrifices. No vacations, longer work weeks, putting my own needs on mute. I never once complained. Not even when Laura left me for a man whose grin was as fake as his wealth. Not even when she slowly, deliberately poisoned Sarah's view of me. Drip by drip, whisper by whisper. I watched it happen in real time. The slow unraveling of a bond one thought unbreakable. One cutting remark at a time. And still I held on. I hoped that someday Sarah would see the truth behind it all. But then came that dinner. That night didn't end with yelling or slammed doors, no. Hope died quietly, in the kind of silence that settles when someone stops caring. The betrayal wasn't loud. It was casual. It lived in the way Sarah stopped hugging me. The way she sighed when I asked about her classes. The way she deliberately called her mother's new husband Dad, while I sat right there. But the final blow didn't come from a word. It came from a receipt. Her college tuition, paid in full, not by me. I had been removed from the financial portal without a word. They had frozen me out, except for my money. That's when the shift happened. That's when something inside me hardened. They mistook my quiet for surrender. Laura always assumed I was too soft to ever push back. Too polite to make waves. She forgot I was the one who funded their new life. She forgot I knew where the cracks were. So I got to work. First, I contacted the bank and froze the education fund, the one that was legally mine, opened in my name. Laura had never bothered reading the fine print. She just assumed I'd keep funding everything in silence. Then I called the dealership. The car Sarah drove. It was leased through my company. I canceled the agreement and had it towed at dawn from her university lot. Next, I logged into the school's payment portal. I revoked all authorizations. Cut off meal plans, dorm payments, textbook allowances, everything. I rerouted all correspondence to my private email. She wouldn't be able to register for classes. Not until the outstanding balance was cleared. And then I waited. The panic arrived at exactly 6:43 p.m. Laura called first. Her voice shook beneath a mask of forced rage. "What the hell did you do?" "Sarah's crying, stranded. Her car won't start. It's gone." "What's wrong with you?" I exhaled slowly, steady and calm. The kind of calm that only comes when you've finally had enough. "I've stopped funding disrespect," I said evenly. "You can't just." "I can." I did. "And I will again if you keep pushing." The silence on her end was delicious. "You're punishing your daughter." "No," I said. "I'm teaching her that every choice has a cost, just like yours did." She hung up. I smiled, really smiled, for the first time in months. 2 days later, Sarah showed up. Not to visit, to plead. She stood on my porch with swollen eyes, bitten nails, and borrowed clothes that didn't suit her. Gone was the sleek, polished version of her I barely recognized. For the first time in years, she looked like a child again. Real, vulnerable. "I need help," she said in a whisper. I said nothing. Then she crumbled. Tears spilled freely. "I'm sorry. I didn't mean it." Was just a joke. Mom said you wouldn't care anyway. I really looked at her then. Not at the girl who had tossed aside my love for status. Not the teenager who treated my sacrifices like background noise. I saw the little girl I used to tuck in at night, the one who cried after her school play because she thought I wouldn't be proud. I never needed you to love me for my money, I said softly. But I won't let you hate me while taking it. I don't hate you, she sobbed. I was stupid. I just wanted to fit in. I didn't mean what I said at dinner. Yes, you did, I replied. And that's okay. Now you learn what it costs. I didn't hand her keys. I didn't write a check. I gave her something more valuable, responsibility. She got a part-time job, moved in with a roommate, and for the first time she experienced the price of entitlement, the weight of unearned privilege. Laura kept calling, voicemails full of rage and desperation. I never answered, but I listened. You're ruining her life. No, I was saving her from yours. Months passed. Sarah's texts became shorter, less needy. She stopped asking for help and started updating me. Photo with coworkers. A used textbook she'd found on sale. And one day, thank you for not giving in. She was learning. And Laura. She stopped calling altogether after her husband's company collapsed, built on debt and lies. Her social media went dark. No more yacht snapshots, no more curated power couple selfies. I never had to do a thing. I simply stepped back and let gravity finish the job. People think revenge is loud, explosive, but the most satisfying kind. It's quiet, clean. It doesn't destroy, it reveals. And when the dust settles, the ones who betrayed you finally see what you were all along. Not weak, just patient. And now, you're done waiting.